How's it going, Farmer Life family?
Hi, family.
We have an exciting friend here with us on the interview.
He's family,
today.
actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Most of them know him.
Friend, family. Those of you that have been here, you know this guy. If you've had a massage with him, you had a life-changing experience. You probably cried. Maybe you had an orgasm. I don't know. I mean, this guy's amazing, right? I mean, you get endorphins go crazy. You feel really good. Or maybe if you have an injury or something like that, he works the muscle tissue out. Or he tells you, you know, certain parts of your body you got to work on after the massage, right?
Right, definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Topher. Here he is.
Topher,
Say hello.
Christopher.
Hello. Also known as Christopher Gardner.
Christopher Gardner, yes.
Yeah. But all my friends call me Topher, so you can call me Topher.
Talk to
It
us
took
a
me
little.
forever to figure that out. But
Yeah.
Topher came from Christopher. I was really dense on that one.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about how you got into that. I mean, you're really amazing at massages. So how'd you get into it? Just a little bit of your background.
Well, the very first time I got into massage was actually watching my father massage my mother. And in a very odd way, I was like, wow, look, my parents are actually happy around each other.
Yeah.
So I associated happiness with touch. And then when I was in college, I was a field goal kicker in college, so my body was way out of balance. So my university always paid for me to get body work and chiropractic.
It's a good thing.
And
Yep.
as many things as possible to kind of, you know, get me in balance. And so I obviously gained a huge appreciation for it then. And then out of college, when I was playing professionally, I was dating a kinesiologist, and I was always massaging her, and she said that I was better than any of the therapists that she had in her office. So I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I went to school for it, and I just kind of kept on going with it. So it was always like, you know, I always felt how good it felt to be in less pain,
Right.
you know, because I was always in a general pain state.
When you're an athlete, right? Both athletes right here,
Yeah.
you have to have body workers, right?
Yeah.
Because the sports that you play, they're not really natural.
No, they're
the
not
human
natural.
skeleton wasn't made
No.
to do some of this crazy things.
Yeah, and I wasn't really even a real athlete. Like, what I did was so specific. I practiced one motion 1,000 times a day.
Repetitive movement.
And so one side of my body got really bulky and the other side of my body got really flexible. And so, you know, if I didn't have my body workers, I'd just be walking in circles.
Yep. Just like tennis, right? The twist. I'm right-handed, so the twist, everything's coming right side. My right forearm, everything, my right side's constantly, yeah.
Precisely.
It can take years to even that out.
Well, your girlfriend at the time was not in error to say that you're one of the best therapists, who's better than her other therapists. And I'm not the first to say this about you. I have guests come out of your massage room and go, "That's the best massage I've ever had."
Well, it's a little bit more,
Sort
too.
of born to it.
If you look right now, if you pan into Topher's eyes.
Look at those.
No, but
They're
you know,
so
in all
beautiful
seriousness,
now.
I know it's
God.
humorous, but if you there's something more there than just a massage. And those of you now, you're all nodding right now that have had one from him, or you're going to, because there's more. There's just energy coming out of your hands. You have mystic abilities, right? Where you can kind of talk to someone about what's going on in their life based on some of the blockages that you felt, right?
Yeah.
And that really can help people.
I feel, you know, I've been told this, and I actually feel I'm an empath. So,
You feel things.
You know, like I have an intuitive sense. You know, I have enough training now. Like I don't even know how many people I've massaged over 15 years, but
Yeah.
the combination of having experience plus just caring about people.
Sure.
You know, you get into that sympathetic resonance, and it's like, oh, like there's more information coming in that I don't necessarily know why I'm getting it. It's not like a rational thing.
Right.
But then when I cross-reference it with like the actual evidence of the body, you know,
Yeah.
the evidence of the body is...
There it is. It's proof.
Yeah, it's proof. It's like, oh, okay, you might want to try this, you might want to do that. And so a lot of people find... I've had more people compliment me on that side of things, like actually saying, oh my God, how did you know that? Or instead of, you know, the actual, I guess you would say, the procedural,
Sure.
you know.
The nuts and bolts of it.
Right.
Right. Which he's going to teach in a retreat. We got
Yes.
a retreat coming up.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yes.
But the intuitive,
Yes.
the intuition that you do, right?
Right.
With the moving and you know the moving the energy through your hands. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think that comes with caring. Like the one thing I notice is like, you know, anything that has care in it ends up being beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I have naturally cared for people my entire life. Like it's just sort of my Piscean nature. Like,
Yeah.
in fact, sometimes I have to learn to rein that back. But like just like when you learn, like when you're around somebody and they're just not an asset, or they're just not something that you can get something from. There's somebody that you can actually help or give them something that makes their life better. That's like really what charges me.
What a gift, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a special gift. Keeps the heart open all the time when you can give your gift to someone else and allow them to heal and get well.
Yeah.
So rewarding.
You know, Topher, we'll get back into the healing arts that he does, but also you're a bit of a crazy mad scientist. And it's really interesting always to hear you and you know, about quantum physics and metaphysical things, and you put things together, and you've done some really amazing things in the Valley. Let's just touch upon those just a few of them.
Well, a big thing like with body work, and we'll touch on this in the workshop, is like body work extends way past just the local position of your body. For me, body work is the epigenetics, like your environment. So when I moved to Costa Rica, one of my mentors here, I said, what's the best way that I don't, affect this area adversely? Like, it's so beautiful. Like, I don't want to be a negative impact.
Yeah.
And he said, don't move here. This is Greg.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. Like, it really hit me. It was like, wow, the negative impact that I could have just by moving to an area and not being conscious. Like,
true.
It immediately triggered me to be like, no, I became determined. Like, if I'm going to move here, I'm going to build responsibly. I'm going to learn how to manage water. I'm going to learn how to be as independent energetically, actually electrically, as I can, so that I'm not a load, I'm not a burden on the environment. And so, when decided to move here in 2005, bought our property in 2006, and we're here full time by 2007. Over those years, I just plunged myself into what type of sacred geometry architecture, what type of buildings, what type of wastewater management systems, water purification systems, electrical systems, all these things. What's optimal?
Sure.
What helps us thrive
And keeps the smallest footprint.
Yeah, and as you know, what can you actually do with the technology that's available here in Costa Rica?
Exactly.
And I had like 4 years of reformatting my mind coming from, South Florida, where it's like you could go
to Home Depot,
buy anything like that, to moving here, it's like you have to wait 3 months for a part, and then that part's substandard, and you're like, ah!
I hear you. Oh.
So all my, I guess, homesteading here, and you guys know as well as anybody, when you become a homesteader in Costa Rica, you become MacGyver.
Yep. You got to figure out.
You just got to figure it out.
Yep.
It's just like, okay, I can't call so-and-so. There's nobody else that's going to do it for me. There's no way of fixing this. I'm the man, and you just have to figure it out.
Yep.
And so, like a lot of us are the same in that way. It's just like, oh, all right. And so, for me, I've always had a propensity to be more on the fringe of technology. Like, I like the innovative things, and I'm also extremely lazy. So I don't want to be investing tremendous amount of time and resources.
Right.
I want it to be simple, cheap, and easy. Like one of my favorite, philosophers, Victor Schauberger, would say, simple, cheap, and easy.
Right.
Because then that means it's in tune with the environment.
Yeah, like those rocket stoves you do, right?
Yeah.
Earth bag building.
Right.
Not hard.
And ferrocement.
And ferrocement, which here you got right here. We must have saved this right here, everybody. This pool, we saved about 50, 60 grand,
at least,
right? At least. We were quoted at around 80 to 100 grand with a normal, old school original type pool, but with this ferrocement, which is the small, thin cement, and it's very strong though.
Yeah, it's mechanically superior.
Look at it. It's a 4 foot deep pool, no problems at all, no cracks, no issues.
And we had some earthquakes this season.
Yeah, that's right. We had those
Still
two
no
big
trouble
ones.
with the pool.
Yeah, we've had a few earthquakes, and we did this at the fraction of a cost.
So here's the cool thing, right? When you start looking at it, simple, cheap, and easy, everything that nature does, it does economically.
Yeah.
When you look at the shape of a beehive, it's that shape It's beautiful and it's sacred geometry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the most
Efficient.
economical, efficient use of materials possible.
Yep.
And so like a lot of the buildings I build or the ovens and things like that, these are all like, okay, yeah, they're great and you could go into the esoterics of it and stuff. But when it comes down to it, it's just the simplest, most efficient way to do it.
It's beautiful. Yeah, nature does everything absolutely perfectly.
So let's talk retreat.
Now, yeah, absolutely. Retreat time. This guy's doing a massage retreat with us. So let's talk a little bit. We talked about, the history of how you got into all this and how much you love it. Now you want to give back a little bit and teach
Right.
others your craft, your gift.
Right.
So what is that going to entail in this retreat?
Well, basically, I believe we're going to have between 14 to 16 sessions where we directly get into the anatomy of the body, like how to actually size up the body. Because part of any doctor will tell you this, anybody that's effective healer, the first thing is diagnosis. So depending on what the person wants, first you ask the person like what their intention is. So we basically are going to teach how do you see, like you want to follow the person's intention.
Sure.
If their intention is to heal, if they want that,
Right.
because not everybody wants that.
Absolutely.
If they want to heal, then you learn how to read the body. And it takes a few sessions. It actually takes a lifetime. It's an ongoing thing, but I'll give at least the initial cues of how to do that.
Nice.
Then we actually get into the anatomy and physiology of the body and leverage lines.
Nice.
Like learning leverages is by far, I know so many body workers that end up, giving up their craft because they don't know leverage lines. So their
Right.
body gets worked. And then they don't have the power or the energy to distribute what's needed for the actual work to be effective.
I've seen that happen a lot of times, right? The body worker becomes a mess because he's working with all these
Right.
different energies and stuff. Yeah.
And one of my mentors, Dr. Aaron Applebaum, oh my God, he was like a judo master and qigong master. And this man, he would put me in like leg locks and holds to like work on me just because I had so much tension in my body that he had to. And he was teaching me all these ways of being able to work a body in a way where I'm giving minimal effort for maximum results. The whole efficiency
Absolutely.
thing again.
Yeah.
So, we learn anatomy, we learn how to read the body.
Right.
We're also going to get into basically theory behind the type of body work that this is. And this body work is basically, we're using our body as an antenna for the ground. We run grounding energy through the person that we're working with, and then we allow that energy to go back down to the ground. So I'll be teaching those techniques of how to ground. That's another way that you can,
That's very important.
have some longevity within this practice. And then basically getting into the different dynamics of different types of massage, because I've been trained officially in 4 different types of body work.
Mm-hmm.
And so just kind of touch on these different ones and then
Right.
show it's okay to hybridize.
Absolutely, because you did the deep tissue, right?
Right.
And then the bipolar. You talk
The
bipolar. Polarity. Why did I say bipolar? Yeah, polarity therapy.
Well, the polarity therapy is so cool because a few years ago, a bunch of my friends in the valley, they were like, we had a whole slew of pregnancies in this valley here, and I met a midwife that came in, and she was trained in polarity therapy, and I got to do some body work on her, and she's like, I didn't know that you were a polarity therapist. And I'm like, I didn't know either. What is that? And it was like all these leverages that I was talking about that I was naturally doing that Applebaum had showed me. She was showing me how to actually take it to the next level with actually becoming attuned to the electrical componentry of the body, the nervous system.
Right, the currents that flow.
And so I went and got my continuing education in it, and it was like, oh my God, this is so incredible. And now you guys have that little molecular enhancer thing.
Yeah, Dan Dial's molecular enhancer.
So this thing sends like 100,000 volts through your body, or through both bodies, and it's so incredible because whatever you're touching, you can actually feel it accentuates whatever the charge is. And so for me, it's just like one of the most remarkable tools ever, because you can just like feel the buzz.
Yeah.
But it's a buzz that accentuates what's already inherent to the body.
Exactly.
It's not an artificial buzz.
No, it's not doing anything foreign.
Right.
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 Exactly.
So those are the things that we're going to touch on, and then also, we have to enjoy this area.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to.
All the information and the talents of Topher that you're going to learn about with this retreat, but then also the tours, Diamante, the hikes to waterfalls, the beaches. It's just magical around here. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. And that's another thing is like, the touch extends beyond, just, when you're touching with your hands. Touch is also to me like smelling and tasting and seeing. You could say all your senses are involved in touching your environment.
Yeah, right. How about in barefoot walking?
Barefoot walking.
We'll do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
We'll connect to nature, right?
Yeah.
Nature is what we are inherently. And that's what heals us.
Right, and this is something I really that I'll definitely emphasize during the workshop is the more that we can connect with nature, the more energy we actually have in our capacity to distribute.
Right.
If we cut ourselves off and we wall ourselves off and put ourselves in a box that's, synthetic, we kind of we're unplugging from, life's natural battery.
Sure.
So in this regard, like, when people come here to this farm, I think half the time that they love my massages is the fact that they're already in such a beautiful environment that their bodies are relaxed. And
ready to let go.
Yeah.
Yep. Tons of life force energy in the air, water, earth, and sun around here.
So I'm really going to harp on epigenetics and what that means, and like, environmental precursors and how those things really, really affect the space and how they affect the treatment and how to take care. The more care you show in that, the more it actually comes through where the client or the lover or whoever that you're working with will feel the benefit.
Where can people find you, like for the promotions on this retreat?
Well, right now I'm making a website for it. The name of the workshop is called Kneading Healing. That's Kneading. It's like kneading dough.
Kneading Healing.
Kneadinghealing.com. And then I also right now biocharisma.com. So biocharisma is sort of like, you said my mad scientist. Like,
yes.
I guess forays into environmental construction, or I would say, hybrid technologies. That's my biocharisma site. But to me, like I said, it's all kind of...
It blends into one.
It's like, it's a lifestyle, You're trying on all levels to be as coherent as possible.
Yeah, and you can find this retreat too on our website, because it's going to be next year. Not really sure the exact dates of it yet, but you can find it on our website, fingadavita.com, farmoflifecr.com, and then Topher's websites.
Yeah. So I'm gonna first post it on biocharisma.com, and then I'm also going to post it on Kneading Healing. Kneading Healing will probably be up in about 2 months. Well, depending on when this is posted.
Excellent. Real quick, just to touch upon the diet in this retreat, right? Because we're predominantly, you've seen our videos there, Farm of Life Family. We're predominantly a raw food place. But what I like is I'm really open to other diets. There's many different ways to skin a cat naturally, and Topher has some different ways he comes at it. So talk to us a little bit about the diet on this particular retreat.
Well, for me, vegetarianism is a wonderful way of eating. For me, I personally supplement with some animal products, but for this particular retreat, we're gonna be all vegetarian.
Right.
For me, I look at the vegetarian diet as a wonderful way to cleanse the body. So that's part of like I guess you would say the trip down from wherever you're coming from. If you're coming down to Costa Rica, you're kind of like letting go of modern society, like you're letting go of the rat race a little bit. Mm-hmm. And the vegetarian diet lends itself to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to talk a little bit about cleansing.
Yes.
Too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And how how the body cleanses really well, and then some different concept that Topher's learned along the way, and he's so knowledgeable. He'll explain to you during this retreat, of why it works. I'll get
into a lot of nutritional things just because in my own personal journey, I really suffered almost to the point of death from gut dysbiosis. So like I have my own personal journey with bringing myself back from that, where I have a lot of experience with how to help people with that. And so we'll definitely be touching on all those things during the workshop.
That's cool. Hey, what are you doing after this? I know you're going to Europe for a little while. Just what are you doing there for the next few months?
Wow, I have the world tour going on. I'm going to be going to California. I'm going to be seeing some friends and working on some people out there. Then I'll be in South Florida. Then I'm heading to Belgium. Going to go see my lady there.
Yeah, he's got a little lady friend in Belgium.
Yeah.
Oui, monsieur. Hi, Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa. And then I'll be while I'm in Europe, I'll be going all throughout Central Europe, seeing friends all throughout there. And then I'll be heading to Australia. I'm going to be doing a series of seminars in Australia and in Spain this year that are...
Building type.
No, they're actually,
okay.
it's comprehensive resilience training. So it's very similar to what I'll be teaching here without the massage component.
Excellent.
So in comprehensive resilience training, I'm basically teaching people how to assess their environment, the environmental stressors that they have, and then how to turn that into their benefit. How they can actually take these things and instead of them, pulling them down or tearing them down, how they can, basically implement an effective strategy for them to thrive, So I'll be doing a series of seminars, like I said, on that, which I'm excited about.
Absolutely. And this guy can speak. He really commands a space. He's a great teacher. He's an amazing massage therapist. Those of you out there know I've hurt my back a bit. I've gotten a lot better. And this is one component of why I've gotten a lot better.
Thank you.
So, if you're interested at all in the bodywork arts, this is a guy you want to learn from, really. So sign up for the retreat. You will not be sad that you did. Yeah. That's for sure.
We have 12 spots. We're only opening it up to 12 people, so that should be plenty. Yes. Oh, and by the way, one of the things that we're going to do, which is so underrated here, is that we're going to go on a quad tour.
Oh, yeah. They're fun.
And most people, when they come to Costa Rica, I'm the first person to say, get rid of the car and get a quad.
Yeah.
There's a few things that are more fun and more wondrous than driving the ridges of these mountains freebird like that. It's wonderful. So anybody that feels adventurous.
By the way, Topher owns a quad. Not only a quad, but it's like this sporty racer zippy thing with a really loud muffler.
Does wheelies and pop wheelies on the side, 2 wheels.
Everyone else's ATV, holds a family of 4, and then there's Topher.
No, I had the India style ATV where you had a goat on the back and 5 kids. No, that's over. It's more lightweight and economical and fun. So, yeah.
Topher, thank you, man.
My pleasure.
We're excited to do a retreat with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Really, and this retreat will not disappoint. Yeah. Again, if you're a body worker out there or you're thinking about being a body worker, you want to learn from this guy.
Yeah, and
sure.
If I could add, it's not just for people that want to do this professionally. Like a lot of times I've seen in relationships, I've done a lot of relationship counseling.
That's a good point.
People forget how important touch is. Like everybody needs touch, and for whatever reason, sometimes in relationship we forget. Hey, the person that's closest to us, they actually need me to touch them.
Yep.
And so when you learn a few little techniques and you learn to read what your partner's body language is doing, a whole new avenue in a relationship could open up where it's not always about sex or whatever. It's about actually giving in a way where they can receive and feel nourishment. It's really one of the key components in my life is how can we nourish people? And that's a very important thing.
I'm going to hug you right now. I'm giving you a hug. I love you.
I love you too, man.
All right, Farmer Life family. We sign off with Topher. Sign up for this one. It's going to be awesome. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You get it?
Oh,
I'm saying need.
Yes.
You get it? It's a double entendre. Need. Like you need me and I'm needing you. You get it?
I do.
It's fabulous.
I love it. I love it.